I always try to find an excuse. This the Spanish janitor to harass me. And they'll be calling me suspect, as I'm going to the bathroom. I say Nigerian transsexual. So they're just trying to incite violence against me. You know, my phone is all shaky. So that's the all went on here. So they just obstructing from using the bathroom. This Eric Adam is behind it. He said if any homeless defecates on themselves, he could bring them to the psych ward. So, my mother's daughters lied on my mother that she was crazy, Bolali and Flora, and God I killed in 2015. A Nigerian prophet warned my mother that in a synagogue church that when she goes back to America, she went to Nigeria in 2003, said God is going to bless her so much. But the only thing is she shouldn't get angry. She shouldn't get, if she gets angry, it's going to mess it up. So tell your child also don't get angry. So I was under deportation order then, said everything's going to go great, but don't get angry because if you get angry, it's going to mess everything up. So I was under deportation order then, you know. So my mother came back from Nigeria Synagogue Church and she told me, said one of the prophets in Pastor Joshua Church in Nigeria said, don't get angry, everything's going to go great, you know. So I ended up getting the deportation order lifted off of my green card. But the FBI was listening to everything my mother was telling me because I was on a deportation order. Because my mother brought me in 2000 to America and I was arrested at JFK. And, you know, and I was put in deportation order. They said children are not allowed in America, you know, and, you know, and even I had a green card stamp on my passport. They said children are not allowed in America. So they arrested me wrongfully in JFK airport. So they put me on a deportation order. But like one of the prophets in Pastor Joshua in Nigeria said, told my mother, said, go back to America. She went to Nigeria in 2003 or 4. So go back to America, everything's going to go great. But said, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Because if you get angry, it's going to mess up everything. So in 2015, my mother's daughters framed mental illness of my mother after the police took my home on Staten Island, where my mother is living. Framed mental illness of my mother, and my mother got angry. At the hospital, she went there to treat a heart disease. Bellevue Hospital and said she collapsed and died after the daughter's framed mental illness of my mother. So my mother was saying that daughters were trying to kill her early so they can get insurance money and to also extort the city of New York, claiming the police rendered me and my mother homeless and she died as a result from a heart attack years later. My friend Eric Garner was trying to help me on Staten Island after the police took my home. The police made him angry. I said they were laughing, provoking him, and he died. They choked him dead also. So this Eric Adam is close to Eric Garner's family. They are both Black Americans. My friend Eric Garner and this mayor Eric Adam. So it's been inciting things that will get me angry on purpose. Like he doesn't want me to get justice because his friend was died while his friend was trying to help Eric Adams. Eric Garner. So so he put in a new policy some days ago that any homeless appears to have defecated on themselves or peed on themselves, they should bring that person to the psych ward and lock them up and claim that person's crazy. So they've been denying access to the bathroom. They want have diarrhea to try to get me to defecate on myself. So they inform all their gangs to be blocking me from using the bathroom. I went to the Best Buy yesterday, paid $20, bought things for my phone, and donated money to charity. I bought a memory card for my phone right at the Best Buy. And they won't let me use the bathroom also. They told me they were closing the bathroom early. You know, so I can't use it. So, have diarrhea. So before I get to the bathroom here also, they went and locked the extra section just to create a commotion. And it's against federal law and interstate, the federal law says interstate commerce that nobody can hinder you from using a transportation facility or accessing any of the facilities. So the bathroom is very important, especially someone like me that has diarrhea. You know, So, and also I woke up in the last morning and I saw my fingernails been clipped while I was sleeping. So there's a Black American radio host also that's joining the Ebro. They will always talk about manicure on this radio show. and it's been inciting violence against me. And I fell asleep and I woke up to find my body has been mutilated. So they're mutilating my body, and it's like they're just trying to test and see that, if that prophecy from Nigeria is true, that if they can get me angry, they can get me killed also. So this is the game they're playing. I applied for housing with the Mishalama Project Housing Building in the Bronx, and I believe they sent me the notice for my application, and the mailbox service I use, Go Locker, they've been playing games. They say somebody went and retrieved my mail behind my back. I'm like, why would somebody have access to my mailbox? The passcode is sent to my email anytime I have the mail. I say, they believe, I'm like, can you tell me what is going on? Yeah, they wouldn't tell me anything, so they're not letting me get my mail. I believe they don't want me to get housing, and some of their media are trying to test out to see if the prophecy from Nigeria is true, that if they can, because my mother has been killed through that method. Her daughters make her angry, and she died in 2015. So they've been trying to get me angry, even locked up in the psych ward, choked in the police in 2019. And they say I survived it because, I'm not an angry person. I like to just take things easy. So they've been trying to find ways like, how can we get this person crazy and angry? So there's a gang that's engaging in some genocide. And one of the things they used to torture me is the piata. So this, Alvin Bragg, you have to arrest this Eric Adams. Is deal with Trump, saying it's immigration enforcement. I think it stands beyond immigration enforcement. And also, I'm an immigrant, and so they're trying to get me out of the world, not just deport me back to Nigeria. So I've already contacted the Nigerian embassy. They promised to help me, and they're not helping me. They say Nigeria is broke right now, and they're willing to do anything for money. So, I'm very afraid that they could try to deport me and even kill me in Nigeria, or just hold me in ransom in Nigeria. So I'm not safe in Nigeria. I don't have any trusted family members. My mother's was killed her. And when my mother was alive, she was reaching out to her family in Nigeria and in England everywhere, and none of them helped her. You know, you know, she had family in Canada and England, so I don't even trust. So she told me not to trust any family member. That a lot of them are compromised. That they just out for them for money. So I'm not safe in Nigeria. I'm not safe anymore. I'm a transsexual, and they kill gays and transsexuals in Nigeria. So, so please, the International Criminal Court has to be involved. Any shady deal to try to remove me from America as a transsexual, the International Criminal Court has to bar any foreign government from assisting the American government from removing me, as I'm trying to investigate the death of my mother and the death of Eric Garner, because the FBI had me under surveillance at the time Eric Garner was killed, at the time my mother was killed, even now. Because they said once you've ever been in immigration prison forever and ever, you would always be under FBI surveillance. They would tap your phone. And when I went to, when Ghana was promising to help me, I was recording them. If I did that, I was listening. And the police went and provoked them that close to my birthday at the same place where I spoke with Ghana, on Bay Street and 4th Avenue. On Bay Street and Victor Boulevard on Staten Island in 2014. So this was going.